As we start to talk about the molecules that we find inside cells, one thing that's going to be really useful to understand up front is the difference between what we call monomers and polymers. Now, if we just break apart the words, we can go ahead and get an idea of what these words are actually meaning. Mono, just by definition, means one, and the prefix poly means many. And that, in essence, is what these two words are describing. The monomers, they're going to be like one individual subunit. And I'm just going to draw it like a circle here. You can think of this as a link in a chain. So if you had just one link, it's going to be really tiny. But if you took a bunch of those and simply started joining them together, we can get something that's much longer. So that will be your polymer. Your polymer is made of many links, or in other words, it's made of many monomers. So it's really a size difference when we break it down, the difference between the monomers and the polymers. The monomers are the individual subunits, and then we can take a bunch of those, we can join them together to make things that are much larger. So we're going to be learning how to identify different types of polymers, but the key to identifying the types of polymers will be first to be able to identify the monomers. So just to give you an example, or a few examples, we will talk about monosaccharides. Monosaccharides, if you just look, it has the mono part in it. They're going to be monomers, and they can be used to make polysaccharides. So if we put a whole bunch of them together, we'll get polysaccharides. Another example is amino acids are a type of monomer. And if we put a bunch of them together, we will get a polypeptide. Okay, so monomers, single units, they will have different structures depending on which specific monomer we're talking about. So again, examples are monosaccharides and amino acids. The polymers are going to be much, much larger. With these, I put just many here, but we're typically talking about hundreds to thousands, and in some case, millions of smaller links or smaller monomers that are joined together. So examples of polymers would be polysaccharides and polypeptides. And I didn't write it on here initially, but DNA and RNA would also be examples of polymers.